Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing great. Welcome to our session Meet the Global Leader, which is organized by School of Entrepreneurship Development. The objective of this webinar is to share the professional journey of a professional and how did actually they come to this professional life and uses of different skills and to share some professional experiences and lessons with the university students who are actually studying at the university, and it will actually create an awareness among them that before graduation they should develop some skills and they should prepare, like before graduation to make themselves future ready. So today we invite Karima Khan. She's actually working as an innovation lead at Accelerate. Karima, welcome to our session.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Karima, can you share a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Karima Khan, and I'm from Pakistan. And the interesting part is I actually studied from Bangladesh, from Asian University for Women, and I am actually from northern part of Pakistan, but I did my schooling in Khan Higher Secondary Schools, and then I shifted to Bangladesh to do my bachelor's in politics, philosophy, and economics, and minor development studies. But during my stay in Bangladesh, I also had the opportunity to go to South Korea for two of my international student programs, one in Yonsei University, another one in Sukmyung University. And upon graduating, I actually interned at the Legal Circle Bangladesh and also in another law firm in South Korea called the Yulchon Law Firm. And then upon returning to Pakistan, I had the opportunity to work with the Human Rights Commission of Pakistan. And then currently I'm working with Accelerate Prosperity, which is a global initiative of the Khan Development Network. Khan Development Network, although works in more than 36 countries, but Accelerate Prosperity, which is an initiative of the AKDN, we work in Central and South Asia with the main objective of supporting entrepreneurship through business coaching, mentoring, and also providing financing solutions to them and actually bringing, homegrown solutions to the most pressing issues that we face in South Asia and also in Central Asia.
Wonderful. It's a great journey, I guess. I studied here in Bangladesh and also South Korea. So, how was it? I mean, how was your student life? What did you do during your, apart from your study when you were a student? And why did you, how did you actually, go to South Korea, and why South Korea, and how did you study? So, can you share a little bit about your university life? And what did you do during that time that actually helped you develop some skills?
So, since we are addressing the university students, I'll stick to that. But there is no one way. I think when we are students, we try to think that there is one way or one path that works for all. I think that is so untrue. We actually read about these things, on like paper, or there are quotations that everyone has their own path. But these things seem so cliche, but they are actually true. That everyone actually has like a different path, and everyone actually has their own skill set which really helps them in advancing in their personal and professional life and also spiritual life, right? Like we all reach God through different religion, and we all follow different paths to be where we want to be. So specifically my one, I haven't been, I wouldn't say I was like the top student, no, not really, but I was an average student. But I think what really helped me was interpersonal skills, and I think I actually built a community wherever I went. So that would mean that you would actually find me sitting in different seminars, in different workshops, with professors and with my seniors, and actually really trying to understand from their journey, and also like asking so many questions about how did they get where they are. So I think that really helped me because I had people who would write reference letter for me. I was able to show my personal statements to so many seniors. I was able to ask them to review my resume, or even refer me for any job or any opportunity that came along my way. I think that was my number one, and that would be professional networking. And I would like highly emphasize on that, because, and even if you see now Harvard Business School, they're actually making it mandatory for the business student to learn golf. Like, why? Because all the decisions are being made there. So I think you need people on your side. You need people who can really vouch for you when you're not in the room. You need people to be on your side, and especially, when it's about giving opportunities. Often what happens with us South Asians is that, we are very ready to give someone, a piece of bread, or if someone asks us for money, like, we'll gladly give it to them. Or if someone asks us for anything, like for our clothes, or especially females, we are ready to share our lipstick with each other. But it comes to really supporting each other in the professional life, or in the, school or university life, that is where we are kind of hesitant. We would bet on a white male more than we would bet on a South Asian person. I think that is where we really need to change that, this, and then really support each other, especially professionally. So coming back to your questions, A, what really helped me was that professional networking, and B, trying to learn, what worked for them, and really being like so open to the feedbacks, and really understanding that, I can learn from their experience. I don't know it all. And third was, I was into debates and also MUNs. So I used to be the president of the Debating Society and Asian University for Women. And what that really helped me, how that helped me was, it really opens you up that there is no one way, because you could be on either side and you would have your reasons for it. I think that helped me as a person also to be open to opposite views, and because that really helps you in your office structure, because in office you will have different people with different opinions. So I think being part of the Debating Society really helped me. Being part of MUNs really helped me. And I was into sports. I actually represented Bangladesh in Dubai in volleyball. So that was also another eye-opening, experience for me, because sports really teaches you that, like, teamwork, and then also how to gracefully lose, and also how to gracefully win, and then like really being able to focus on it, and that teamwork, that grit, and then also doing, those long hour of training sessions. Those really help me, because now whenever I'm also stressed from work, I can actually go for a run, and then it really helps me, and like, calms my nerves, because when you are doing a job, I think it's very stressful. No one really prepares you for the, like, corporate work. So I think you need to have some kind of hobbies that would really help you get through it. So these were some of the things I think that really helped me.
Oh, wonderful. And the question comes: did you get the chance to study at all?
Study
Like it
what?
seems, did you get the chance to study like your academic books? Like it seems you always like were involved with workshops, seminars, sports.
It did.
To study and like balance. How did you balance your study and other activities?
Um, you cannot have it all, and you will never have it all. I think there is no such thing as, even work life balance, or that, like, you will never have it all. But I think as a person, one really has to understand that, what your limits are, and what kind of price are you able to give. So as I said, I was not a like, top student, but I was among the toppers. So what that would mean is that I had, like, a decent CGPA, and then I would get, like, decent grades. And for me, I was happy with that. I never wanted to be at, like, in the top 3 or in the top 5. For me, if I'm getting a decent CGPA, that would not hinder my enrollment in a grad school, and also like really help me understand what I'm studying, right? It's not about the marks, it's really about like you understanding what you are studying. So for me, I was happy with that, and I was also happy to work on my soft skills and also technical skills and really build those relations which would help me in the future, and not like be a bookworm 24/7. So for me, I think that was the key. And I think you do get time to study as well. It's when your mind is fresh. That's what I was like I was talking about the game part. Like when your mind is fresh, you are actually it becomes way easier for you to understand what you are studying, and then and you don't have to give much longer hours. So
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, great. So like there are several clubs for students at AUW. So you mentioned like debating club and MUN. So can you share like what are the skills that you develop by involving with by being involved with like debating club and MUN, and also can you suggest like students, some students also watch it from who are at studying at AUW. So there, like in universities there are several clubs. So how students should decide which club to join, and how to like manage time and get the benefits out of it by being involved with it. So yeah.
So answering the question of how it helped me with debate, as I mentioned earlier, it helped me understand that there can be and there are opposite views, and for the person who is in that position, for them it's those views are equally important, right? So really helping me understand that like there's a diversity of opinions. For me, that was the biggest thing about debating society. And then for MUN, it's all about how you bring people together, and really because as a single person you cannot achieve anything. You have to bring people together also, like that shared the commonality, and then also like building that common grounds for multiple people from multiple backgrounds to come together and then also agree on the same thing, and through maybe you can only do that through diplomacy. So that's what MUN really taught me. And and how do I think, and like that students should really take benefit from it. So if you are a student, you will naturally be drawn towards certain things. So for example, if you are someone who is into singing and you're good, so you have to join that club. If you are someone who is good in like with instruments, musical instruments, and then there were like guitar club at AUW, and then when you're good with sports, you also have that. And then like if you're good with handicraft, you have that. And if you're good with like you're an entrepreneur, you have entrepreneurial skill set, you have clubs for those. And if you don't, you create one. That's the best part about universities. It's kind of like a safe haven where you can like really create one, and just take like 5 to 10 people on board, and then you just created a whole new club. And then you can really test your own skills, also learn. So my suggestion would be, do what you're good at. And oftentimes we see people who are good with academics, but when it comes to real life, that article won't get you any job. And if you're good with any any subject at university, that doesn't really help you when you're actually doing work. When you're working, what really matters is like your soft skills, and then also like your risk management, your program management, and your communication skills. And university subjects don't teach you that, but the co-curricular activities really teach you that. So I think I would say, do what you're drawn towards, but at the same time there are certain skills which you need in professional life, no matter which field you choose, and that is communication skills. And I think that is one thing, that even if you're a software engineer, you will have to communicate about it. Even if you're a doctor, you will have to communicate. Like no matter in whichever profession you are, communication skills are key, I think. So every student should do whatever they're drawn towards, and in addition to that work towards their interpersonal skills and the communication skills, because that will not only take you forward in your professional life but also personal life, because you're dealing with human beings and you have to communicate effectively.
Definitely. And like after waking up in the morning, since going to the bed, we communicate with so many people, engage with people the moment we go outside. So it's a very important skill, yes, personally and professionally. Can you share your journey to South Korea, and why did you go there, and what did you learn through that program?
I think with South Korea, basically the reason I wanted to go to South Korea was because I'm from Pakistan, and in Pakistan and South Korea they started getting foreign aid at the same year. But then what happened was, like, soon after South Korea started giving foreign aids, but for Pakistan we continued, and we still continue getting foreign aid. So I just wanted to understand how South Korea really changed the whole scenario, and then why Pakistan is still struggling with it. So that was the reason I wanted to go to South Korea. And when I was there, I was also focusing more on the international development and, like, political economy. And then my biggest learning was that from South Korea, it's not just about good policies, because both the countries had like good policies, and then it's more about the implementation and how you implement. So that was my biggest learning from academic side. Personally, I think South Korea really opened doors for me, and to really dream big. When you're in a country like that, like, and then when you even read South Korea's own history of how it started from there, but now it's like here, and then they are striving towards, like, even bigger goals. I think for me, become like, for a person like me who's also ambitious, seeing that journey, I think that was very motivating for me. And then the people I met there, and then like in their stories of resilience, and like how they really focus on education, especially on female education. Like, you would have there are Korean female universities which were built in, like, 1960s. So, like, for me those things were really motivating, but at the same time I also understood, like, what kind of blessing it is to live in South Asia, and our people, the kind hearted, warm hearted, and then the people who will help you regardless. So when I was in when I was in Bangladesh, I never felt like I was in a foreign country, because the culture was the same. If I would faint on the road, I knew someone would come and then, like, really offer help to me. Or if I'm hungry, I can ask someone will offer me food. But when you are in a country like South Korea, you see that people are a little bit distant, and they have their own reasons for it. And I think that's where you also see that uh, how we glorify foreign world, but at the same time I think we also have some very best qualities in our people, in our society, in our culture. And I think I also became very appreciative of that, and our food especially. We have like amazing delicious food. Thank God for
Yep.
our spices.
Yep, that's true. And you're right. Also, the way they're investing, like after research, I think they're one of
Yeah.
the top three countries in the world who are very good at research, and they're investing after research, in research so much. Um, this is true, and the thing is, like it's easier to connect that the thing that you mentioned, the path you have taken in your student life. I mean, always, like seeking information, or like you were engaged very much with outer activities, clubs, and actually and also other activities that you did that helped you a lot, like shaping your professional career. So after graduation, how did you start your professional career, if you share a little bit about that?
It's a very interesting journey. So I was at AUW and final semester, and there was a Passover human rights conference, and I was moderating that. And we had someone from Bangladesh, and then she was one of the panelists, right? And we were done with that, and then after that was over, I graduated in like I think 10 to 15 days. And then what happened was I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I have graduated. We met at that conference. And then if there are any opportunities for me, I'm really eager to, uh, see how the legal world will fit me or not. And since I loved like debating and then MUN conferences, so I was also inclined towards, the legal sector. And she also put me in touch with someone, and that's how I ended up getting a role at the legal circle Bangladesh. And I was also actually getting paid for it. It was a paid internship. And at the same time, when I was in South Korea, I had met someone in another conference. I just wrote to him. He was a general partner of this law firm, Yulton law firm. And I was like, I have graduated and I'm doing internship here. I was also exploring at, internship in other countries. So let me know if there are any openings. And I got an offer from there. And that's how I ended up going there. So, and the same happened with like the Pakistan job that I got. All of them were because of the network that I had made, because of the people that I had met. And then it was really more sort of like reference based. So that's why I was saying that it's so important for people to know your work. It's one thing that people will know you personally. That does not really help, right? Personal connection doesn't help. Professional connections, because people who have seen you working, people who have seen you leading certain projects, people who have seen you uh, in any conference or anywhere, so that's where they can actually make a decision. Because since they will be referring you, it's also about their reputation, right? And one person can really not refer another
Absolutely.
person whom they don't know, who they don't know, that will do a good job. Because one time, if their reputation has gone bad, then they won't be able to refer again, right? So that is
Yeah.
why it's not just enough to know people professionally. It's also, you also have to work with on your own skills and really live up to their expectations. That's where they will help you again if the need comes. So my journey was basically because of people I knew, and then all the opportunities that I got. It was someone referred me, someone sent me that, oh, there's an opening and you would be perfect for this job, and then I would apply and then get in. So for me, it was all about that, and I think I got lucky in that way.
Great. So you also worked with human rights of Pakistan. So can you share the role of your work and the tasks you had to do? Uh, like, or what is the role of a program associate?
So while working at the Human Rights Commission of Pakistan, it was a research, advocacy, and policy-based, organization. In these three domains, they were heavily engaged. Uh, I was actually working with, on different projects that were working towards different human rights. So for example, we were working on freedom of expression, and then freedom of religious belief, and freedom of speech. And we would work on um, eradicating gender-based violence in Pakistan. I was actually the regional coordinator for a gender-based violence uh, you know project. And then there we were working very closely with all of these survivors of gender-based violence. As I was also leading the Islamabad chapter of complaint cell, we would get these horrific cases of human rights violations. And then one thing that I learned from there was that economic empowerment is so important. Having your economic rights in check is so important, because if you're not economically independent or empowered, you will have no other choice than to be than to be okay with your other rights being denied to you. Because if you're a female especially, you can't walk out of an abusive relationship because you don't have anywhere to go. So you would be just living in an abusive relationship. If you are someone who's working in a corporate, unless and until you don't have a second income, you will still work in that setup even if it's toxic. And the same goes for any, in your family, like, unless and until you're not economically empowered, you put up with a lot of, violence, whether that is sexual violence or that's gender based violence, or even, you put up with a lot of, you know when you're not economically empowered. And that is why I took that shift towards working in entrepreneurship, because even as a country, if you're getting foreign aid, it means in a way you will have to comply with whatever they said to you, right? Which is why it's so important that you have homegrown solutions. You have like sustainable development, and then, your country is funding itself, so that's why there was a shift in my job towards working on the economic
Wonderful.
inclusion.
And then a role in like marketing communication in data analysis. So can you share a little bit about what is data analysis and what are the skills, or how people or students especially can develop this skill before graduation, or whenever they're a student, and the importance of developing this skill for students.
So, one thing, if you want to be a leader, project manager, director, a CEO of your own company, another company, country director, or any position that involves you leading a team or an organization, you have to know something about everything. That would be, you have to know a little bit about budgeting, marketing, communications, and, relationship management or partnerships, whatever you call it. And then you have to understand like project management. You have to understand, data analysis, because whenever you are, even if you're leading a project, all of these are part of that project management. So which is why it's so crucial, if you are, someone who aspire to be in that position, understands something about this, because at the end of the day, you will have data analyst working for you and reporting to you. You will have a marketing manager reporting to you. You will have another, finance manager who is either working with you or reporting to you. So you will be in a decision making position. And which is why, for you to able to do your job well, you will have to understand something about, like, these all of these sectors, all of these, departments. And you could do it, there are a lot of online courses, free courses, that could like be just a head start for you. And then you just like know the basic. Once you come to the job sector, I think you learn it by doing it, because there are lots of, free options on, like, YouTube. And then, whenever you are stuck, just google it. And then now you have chat gpt, so it's again like a blessing, and really helps people do their job well. So I would say, know who you want to be, and then, really see wherever you want to go, what kind of additional skills that person must have. And then just start, with the basic courses on it, and the rest you will learn while doing the job, so no need to stress on it. But for some people who don't want to be in such position, and they just want to earn, because data analysts on Fiverr and Upwork earn a lot of money, I think for that there are advanced level courses that you could take, and then you just follow that path. But other than that, I would say everything you learn by doing, like, so like no need to really, worry about it.
Great.
Everything
uh,
falls into places.
can you share about what accelerate prosperity actually does, and how it is creating an impact in the society or in the country, and how uh, your role as innovation lead, how what you have to do in general, and what is innovation lead, your tasks, and the key skills that is necessary to that are necessary to perform your tasks smoothly.
So, as I mentioned, Accelerate Prosperity is a global initiative of the Khan Development Network, which works in Central and South Asia to really support homegrown solutions and provide support to entrepreneurs to help them either start their business or scale their business. And we do that by offering different kinds of services and those are through incubation programs, through acceleration programs, and also financing the businesses. But we also do some ideation programs, and in each of these programs you provide different kind of services to different stages of businesses. For example, if you in your acceleration program you have businesses who are already generating sales, but they want to scale, and which is why you have to design a tailored program for them which will help them scale their business or help them grow, globally. For incubation programs, it's for businesses that have just either started out, or the businesses who are at the minimum viable product stage. So they have just built their product or their service, and they just now want to launch into the market and really, test it. So that's where we support them through our incubation programs, where we support them to start and launch their business. And then we do that through different services, including financing them. And then comes ideation programs. So we see that there are a lot of people who want to start their business, but they don't have a business idea, right? So but these are like aspiring entrepreneurs. So what we do is that we design ideation boot camps or human centered design thinking workshops for them, where they will actually come together and ideate. That means they will because we have so many problems in Pakistan and also in Bangladesh, in overall, like in the world. Like all of these problems are a business opportunity. So really talking about the problems, and then also how can we find solutions for them, and in return those solutions are a business idea, and then how do you earn from it while creating an impact. So that's what we basically do. And we also finance these businesses, make them bankable, support them, like create market linkages, and then also help them grow globally, connect them with other investors. But we're also ourselves an impact investor, right? Impact investment fund. So these are the kind of services that we give. My role, I conceptualize and design and also execute different programs, different projects, whether that be acceleration or incubation or ideation, to really support businesses. And then also design sector specific programs. So for example, a there was a incubation program that I designed for just businesses who are helping tackle the climate change, like, so for the green startups. So I designed a whole program, understanding their needs and how we could support them. So that's what I did. And then also like working on the health sector with the Khan University in Pakistan, and then working on other sectors as well, because we also have sector agnostic programs but also sector specific programs, because we're focusing on green, on education, on tourism, on data, and on clean energy. So we have like these sector specific programs as well in Pakistan. What what helped me get this job, like in terms of skills, I would say I'm a quick learner, and I think that really helped me. And also, the willingness to fail and to learn, and I think move forward, because in this sector every day, uh, you know things are changing. It's a very dynamic setting, right? So you really need to be up to date with what's happening around the world, and then also supporting, because new ideas are coming up and these businesses, like there's innovation and disruption going on. So one really has to be at their toes. I think for me, uh, a, the willingness to learn, and B, I think street smart, because you have to deal with so many kind of people. And if you just go by the book, you won't really get what you want, right? So you have to be really street smart, and then really be out there in the market, ready to get your hands dirty, and then really doing the job, and not just being there and being a manager and then just sitting and then on the laptop. No, you have to do market research, talk to these people, talk to their customers, and then see what the problems are. uh, there, what really helped me was, I'm from the northern part of Pakistan, so I'm from a village, right? So that resilience uh, also helps, because uh, you are brought up in such circumstance. So it really helps you, because being resilient really helps you work in such tough sector like ours.
So, you have been awarded with the World of Difference Award in the entrepreneurship category by the International Alliance for Women, right?
Yeah.
Big congratulations. Can you share a little bit background on that? Why did you get awarded for this?
So the International Alliance for Women, they are working since 1945, and then their basic goal is to really support female economic empowerment, and then also like the economic inclusion. They also give microcredit loans to female entrepreneurs across the world. They work in partnership with the Cherry Braid Foundation and FCM, which is a big association of different female business associations around the world. So they have like 120 member states, like 120 countries who are working with them, and they have a congress each year where business association leaders from across the world, they come together, and then also they really celebrate and then exchange ideas and really network and help each other. So all of them and partnership, and then also WCI, Australia, because they also work with female entrepreneurs. They come up with these awards every year, and then they give it in different categories. The one that I got was World of Reference Award in entrepreneurship category. It was basically for I got honored with it, and then it was just to show their support, a recognition towards the work that I do at Accelerate Prosperity, especially towards the female entrepreneurs in this region, and then how like we're supporting them through our different programs, because we also have some programs just for female entrepreneurs, and really because their problems are also unique towards them. But it was not just because of that, because also previously I have been involved with the Human Rights Commission of Pakistan, and then also on the community level, I try to just play my small part in working towards a better
Definitely,
future for everyone.
yeah, like connecting um, people with information and resources is very important. With right information and right resources. So you guys have been doing great things. I mean, like us. Entrepreneurship being one of the key factor in economics. It is, like in some countries, it is one of the most neglected part in their country. Like entrepreneurship being very neglected in Bangladesh in most cases. So we are also working on that. Like promoting entrepreneurship, and also like sharing continuously the knowledge and skills students or people should have before being an entrepreneur, and the importance of entrepreneurship and why we need it. And for the economic development, it's a must thing that we have a good entrepreneurial sector. So that I can connect when you have said the things that Accelerate Prosperity is doing. It's amazing. uh, can you little bit share a bit on the importance having a mentor for a student or for a professional?
One should have at least 10 to 15 mentors, and you don't have to listen to all of them on everything, because I think for me, as I mentioned earlier, mentors, like the people I knew, that was a game changer for me, because we none of us are born leaders, or none of us are born smart, or none of us are born like genius. No, we are not. When we That's why I also said, like, do not really beat yourself up, because once you get a job you will learn these skills, because your job will require you to learn them, and then you will have the time to learn them. So, like, like, just do not beat yourself up right now. Coming back to my point for the mentor, since none of us are born leaders, none of us are born genius, what makes us leader, or what makes us genius, is the opportunities that we get. and who gives the opportunities? People who are in those positions, right? So which is why it's so important to connect with them and see what are the trends, what are the do's and don'ts, what helped them, and then since they will know you, your mentor, really asking them that, what are the things that you need to improve on, because we all want to grow in our own sectors, like even if as a doctor, as an engineer, as a teacher, as a like makeup artist, as an actor, as a anyone, as a content creator, anyone, as an anyone, we all have people who know more than us at every stage of our life, not just as a student, like every stage of our lives. We might be good in certain things, we might know more than our mentor in certain aspect, but there might be aspects where they know more, and due to their experience, it's not like they were also born genius, someone also taught them. So I think really understanding that we don't know it all and we need help. As a human being, we need help. Human beings, we thrive on community, we cannot do it all alone, and just really being okay asking for help, and being okay to fail, and then being okay to take the first step no matter how hard it is, and no matter how scared you are, and asking for help and having a mentor, because mentors will not only tell you what to do, they will also connect you with people, they will also tell you about the opportunities, they will also really really help you uh, you know get the right spot for you, because they would know that curve that you needs to take, to be where you want to be, and then they will know about your the do's and don'ts, and then also like what you know and what you need to know. So it's crucial, crucial, crucial for any student to have a mentor. It's just like that without a mother or a father or any caretaker, a kid cannot survive. In the same way, when it comes to job or any professional life, one cannot survive without having a mentor. It's that crucial.
It's the most amazing example. The way you relate it, it's really true. I never heard it this before. The way you put it, and that is actually true. Very true. The way you put it is really, really. I can connect. I think our audience they can connect. That guardian, there should must be a guardian, and so all through learnings and lessons, and the thing as you are, working with entrepreneurship. What is your advice for the students who are currently studying at universities? How they should develop or prepare themselves for for the professional life, the skills they should develop.
I think take life lightly, because knowing some subjects and getting a CGPA or getting a job is not the end of the world, and it's not also like something that significant, which the kind of significance that we give to it, it's not worth it. I think what is really worth it is your mental health, and then your spiritual health, the people who are in your life. Do not associate your uh, you know do not associate work with your personality to the level that you don't have another introduction other than the job that you do. Like, have your values in check, have your own hobbies in check, like have everything. So you should be complete without the job that you are doing. You should be complete without uh, your subject or your area of study. Only then there can be a little bit of healthy balance. Otherwise what happens is that people like us who are ambitious, once we start getting problems in the professional life, or in the or we fail a subject and we feel like it's end of the world, because we have let that job or that studies define us. But these are just tools, and I think we should also treat them as a tool, not as a whole definition. We are defined by our families, our values, and then the people that we connect with. They kind of like, being empathetic towards other people. Like, really, those things should always come at forefront, not the studies. Having said that, it's also very, very important that, you know, we we develop certain skills because we are living in a world where it's very crucial that we also, excel at whatever we do. So for them, I would say that, a, know who you want to become, and also see what are required, what skill set are required, and then work towards that, and then like really align those. But at the same time, you will feel lost and you will get lost in the middle, and just don't take it very seriously. I think we oftentimes try to oversimplify the journeys, especially like, people like us who come to these webinars. I think it's not. Um, it's not that simple, but at the same time, it's also very joyful. So, just like human beings, we are a mixture of a mess. At the same time, like we all are beautiful, right, in our own ways. In the same way, our journeys will be the same, whether that's professional or, uh, you know, education.
Definitely. And also, like it's a journey. So it's like explore. It's an exploration, adventurous journey. Students or professionals, they should explore. They should like you said, uh, increase the professional networks. Let the world or let other people know what you're good at, and at the same time develop your skills. And that actually help that you mentioned in the beginning, that you attended so many workshops, seminars. I used to do that a lot. um, like learning so many things, listening to the stories of like different people and professionals, their journey as well. It helped like a lot with information. So yeah, they should like seek information and not taking life in a complicated way.
Yeah.
And it is wonderful, like you said. So Karima, thank you so much for your like insightful information and the things that you have mentioned and your journey. It is going to create an awareness, and nothing is impossible. And it is actually the mindset of the students or a professional that actually take them forward. So thank you so much. On behalf of School of Entrepreneurship Development, I would like to wish you very best of luck in your future endeavors, and thank you for your valuable insights and information.
Thank you. And lastly, like, I myself haven't figured it out. And I know so many people who are leading global organizations or companies. And I know they haven't figured it all. And they have their own insecurities. They have their own, areas of improvement. So I think, although have mentors and do look up to people, but know that, they are facing the same kind of issues that as a student you might be facing issues. And it's like, do not idealize anyone, but do look up to people on for certain aspects. For example, someone might be great at communication. Look up to them for the communication part, not as a whole person. Do not idealize them because they're human beings. We all oftentimes disappoint ourselves, right? So I think it's very common. It's very normal to disappoint other people as well. So just do not, like, everyone is struggling, everyone has their own areas of improvement. And then I myself, I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm just overrated because I haven't figured out anything. So yeah, thank you for having
Yeah,
me. It's a
yeah. Thank
pleasure
you so
being
much
here.
for like the lessons, advice, and uh, sharing experiences from real life. So I think this is going to help them, uh, create a picture and think about connecting the dots, and also let them decide about their own professional career, how they should maybe rethink the way they are doing their life, or their going forward in their life. So thank you so much. Can we have a
Thank
good day?
you. Thank you.
Thank
You too. Thank you.